Renewable energy versus fossil fuels.
Hey Daniel, thanks for making time to chat. I know you work in environmental stuff, and honestly, I've been super confused about all this talk around energy like renewable fossil fuels. It is kind of overwhelming.
Hey Emma, no problem at all. It is overwhelming sometimes. But once you break it down, it's actually pretty easy to understand. Where do you want to start?
I guess basic question, why is everyone pushing so hard for renewable energy now? Like, what's wrong with the energy we've been using?
Good place to start. So, the energy we've traditionally used, like coal, oil, and natural gas, those are all fossil fuels. They're super efficient, but burning them releases a ton of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. That's one of the biggest drivers of climate change.
Right, the whole global warming thing.
Exactly. And besides the climate impact, fossil fuels are limited. They take millions of years to form. Once we use them up, they're gone. And extracting them, mining, drilling, fracking, it's rough on the environment and even people's health.
Yeah, I've heard about oil spills and stuff. So renewable energy, that's like solar panels and wind farms, right?
Yeah, renewable energy comes from natural sources that we won't run out of anytime soon, like sunlight, wind, water, and even the heat from the earth itself, which is geothermal energy.
That sounds amazing. Why don't we just switch everything over to renewables right now?
I wish it were that easy. There are a few big challenges. First, building renewable infrastructure, like solar panels, wind turbines, hydroelectric dams, it costs a lot upfront. It pays off over time, but the initial investment can be steep.
Okay, yeah. And what about reliability? I mean, what if it's cloudy for a week or there's no wind?
Exactly. The availability of renewables can be inconsistent. Solar power drops at night, obviously, and wind isn't always steady. That's why energy storage, like better battery systems, and smart grids are so important. They help store extra energy when production is high and use it when production dips.
Smart grids? What are those?
Basically, smart grids are updated energy networks that can automatically balance supply and demand. They're way more flexible and efficient than traditional grids.
Got it. So it's not just about creating the energy, it's about managing it better too.
Exactly. Plus, having a mix of renewable sources helps. Like, solar might drop at night, but wind tends to pick up in the evening in a lot of places. Hydropower can be more steady. It's about building a balanced system.
Makes sense. But, like, fossil fuels are way cheaper right now, right? Doesn't that make it harder for renewables to compete?
In some cases, yes. Fossil fuels have had decades of government subsidies and infrastructure built around them. Renewables are catching up, though. The cost of solar and wind energy has dropped like crazy in the last 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, solar is now one of the cheapest sources of electricity in many parts of the world. Wind's not far behind. Plus, renewables don't have hidden costs like air pollution, health problems, or environmental disasters that fossil fuels cause.
That's true. I read somewhere that pollution from fossil fuels causes millions of deaths every year. Is that right?
Unfortunately, yes. Air pollution from burning coal, oil, and gas contributes to heart disease, asthma, cancer. It's a major public health issue. So switching to clean energy isn't just about saving the planet, it's about saving lives too.
Wow. I never thought about it that way. So are there countries that are doing really well with renewables?
Absolutely. Countries like Denmark, Germany, and Costa Rica are leading the way. For example, Costa Rica runs almost entirely on renewable energy for most of the year.
That's amazing. But what about big countries like the US or China?
They're moving too, just slower. China actually invests more in renewable energy than any other country, believe it or not. The US has made progress, but there's still a lot of dependency on fossil fuels, mainly because of politics, economics, and existing infrastructure.
Politics, yeah, that always seems to slow things down. So what can regular people even do? Feels kind of hopeless sometimes.
It's definitely not hopeless. Individual choices matter. Like switching to renewable energy providers if you can, using less energy, supporting green policies, and voting for leaders who prioritize clean energy. And even small things, like using energy-efficient appliances or driving less, add up.
That's good to hear. I just switched my apartment to a green energy plan. Costs a little more, but now I feel even better about it.
That's awesome. Every little step helps. Plus, the more people who choose renewables, the cheaper and more accessible they'll get for everyone.
I guess it's like voting with your wallet.
Exactly. And honestly, the future's looking brighter. Renewable technology keeps improving, costs keep dropping, and more people are waking up to how urgent this all is.
That's good to hear. I was feeling pretty discouraged before we talked.
Yeah, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But progress is happening. It's not about being perfect. It's about doing what we can and pushing for bigger changes when we can.
Thanks, Daniel. I feel like I actually understand this stuff now and that my choices actually matter.
They totally do. Keep asking questions, keep making small changes, and keep spreading the word. That's how real change happens.
Will do. And next time you owe me a deep dive on electric cars.
Deal. I could talk about that for hours too.